Hello everyone, I am Jyoti Zavre, working as Assistant Professor in Institute of Pharmaceutical Science and Research for Girls. In this video, we see about the formulation of flocculated and deflocculated suspension. For the formulation of suspension, we can use the weighting agent, control flocculation, flocculation in structured vehicles, vehicle and additives. Let us see the one by one. First, we see about the weighting agent. In case of weighting agent, it is very difficult to disperse the powder in liquid medium due to the presence of adsorbed layer of air, gases and other contamination. According to the Langmuir assumptions, solids having a separate entity space in which the gas molecules can be adsorbed, and thus powder particles is not readily weighted, even it may have a high density. Instead of settling, it floats on the surface of the liquid until the adsorbed layer of air is displaced or removed. To avoid this problem, we can use the weighting agent. This weighting agent which removes the adsorbed layer of air and allow the easy penetration of vehicles into the pores. And this weightability problem mostly observed in a finely divided powders which containing the entrained airs. Due to the presence of this entrained air, this finely divided powders fails to become a weighted, even it may have a high density. We can fix the weightability of powder on the basis of contact angle. The angle is approximately 90 degrees Celsius. It means that at this angle, powder or particles are floating well out of the liquids. A powder floats low in liquid has a lesser angle. It means that contact angle less than the 90 degrees Celsius, that time powder shows the low floating on the surface of the liquid. There are two types of powder, that is hydrophilic and hydrophobic. Hydrophilic powder that are readily weighted by the waters, which is free from the contaminants. For example, zinc oxide, talc and magnesium stearate. And this it means that these hydrophilic powders shows the contact angle lesser than the 90 degrees Celsius. That's why these hydrophilic powders are readily weighted by the water. Next is the hydrophobic powder that are not easily weighted by the water. It means that this hydrophobic powder shows the contact angle larger than the 90 degrees Celsius. That's why it is not easily weighted by the water. For example, sulfur, charcoal, magnesium stearate, etc. To avoid these problems of weightability, we can use the surfactants and as well as weighting agent. In previous slides, we have discussed about the weighting agent which remove the adsorbed layer of air and allow the easy penetration of vehicles into the pores. Surfactant which reduce the interfacial tension between the solid particles and vehicles. While reducing the interfacial tension, contact angle is also reduced or lowered. And while lowering the contact angle, automatically adsorbed layer of air is displaced or removed from the surface of the particles, and thus powder will be get weighted. The next point is the control flocculation. In case of a controlled flocculations, weighted powder is prevent from the formulations of the compact sediment. It is which is a very difficult to disperse. And the electrolytes, surfactants and polymers, these three materials are used to produce the flocculation into the suspension. Let us see the one by one. Electrolytes, which is act as a flocculating agent by reducing the electrical barrier between the particles. while reducing the electrical barrier between the particles, thus decrease the zeta potential, and this leads to the decrease the repulsion between the particles. And while decreasing the zeta potential and repulsion, particles come together and form a loose arranged structure, that is a floccules. And zeta potential is the potential difference between the tightly bonded layer to the electroneutral region, that is a equal distribution of cations and anions. And this zeta potential represent the degree of repulsion between the adjacent similarly charged solid dispersed particles. This diagram shows the correlation between the zeta potential, sedimentation volume, cracking and flocculations. This diagram shows the two curves, one curve for the zeta potential and second curve for the sedimentation ratio, that is a Vu upon V0. The first curve represents the zeta potential and second curve represents the sedimentation rate. This diagrammatical representation shows the difference between the positive zeta potential and negative zeta potential. Okay, here we can take the example of the bismuth subnitride and monophasic potassium phosphate. Okay, suppose this bismuth subnitride is added into the water. That time it form a dispersion, and that dispersion having a positive charge or zeta potential. And then system is deflocculated. It means deflocculated means particle does not form a loosely arranged structure, that is a floccules. Initially this dispersion shows the positive zeta potential. Then suppose we have add the monophasic potassium phosphate into the bismuth subnitride dispersion. That time which causes the positive zeta potential to decreases due to the adsorption of negative phosphate ions and and suppose we does not stop the addition of monophasic potassium phosphate into the bismuth subnitride. That time this positive zeta potential falls to the 0 and then increase in a negative directions, and at that point the concentration of negative ions will be the increases, and due to that reason there is a chances of the cracking of the suspension. Then second curve represent the sedimentation ratio. Sedimentation ratio is the volume of sediment to the original volume of the suspension. Initially sedimentation rate is the slow, and then it will be the increases, and again it will be the decreases. At a maximum sedimentation rate there is no cracking observed in the suspension. The next point is the surfactant. In case of surfactant, both ionic and non-ionic surfactants are used to bring about the flocculation of suspended particles. But for this it is a very important concentration parameter is very important to achieve this effect, because this surfactant is act as a wetting agent and deflocculating agent. At optimum concentration, this surfactant reduces the interfacial tension between the liquid medium and solid particles. Then next Next point is the polymers. In case of polymers, we can use the hydrophilic polymers to prevent the cracking into the suspension, because these hydrophilic polymers act as a protective colloids, and these hydrophilic polymers exhibit the pseudoplastic flow in a solution, and these properties of hydrophilic polymers helps to maintain the physical stability of suspension. For example, liposome, positively charged liposome. These positively charged liposomes used as a flocculating agent because it prevents the cracking of negatively charged particles, and it is a phospholipids vesicles which does not have any toxicity. The next point is a flocculation in structured vehicles. The stability of suspension which depends on the use of structured vehicles. Structured vehicles means the thixotropic compounds or polymers like acacia, which shows the plastic, pseudoplastic or plastic nature. And these thixotropic compounds form the three-dimensional gel-like structure in which particles can be entrapped. In structured vehicles, we can see the two example. Suppose we have prepared the dispersion of positively charged particles. Here you can take the example of bismuth subnitride. This is a positively charged dispersion of bismuth subnitride, and this dispersion can be flocculated by the additions of the anionic electrolyte, that is a monophasic potassium phosphate. It will form a precipitation. This is the instability of the suspension. This instability of suspension can be overcome or improved by the addition of hydrocolloids or hydrophilics. See, this is a bismuth subnitride. In that we have added the hydrophilic colloids. Then again we have added the anionic electrolyte, that is a monophasic potassium phosphate. First here there is an interaction between the anionic potassium phosphate and hydrophilic colloids, both having a equal charge, so they show the repulsion. Because this hydrophilic colloids having a negative charge, and this monophasic phosphate, potassium phosphate, is also having a negative charge. So this system shows the repulsion, and in this way we can overcome the physical instability of suspension. Then second example is that suppose we have a dispersion of a negatively charged particles, and that can be flocculated by the addition of the cationic electrolytes. Again it will form a precipitation, means instability of suspension. This instability of suspension can be overcome by the addition of the hydrophilic colloids, which having a negative charge. See, this is a negatively charged dispersion. In that, suppose we have added the hydrophilic colloids which carry the negative charge. Then again we add the cationic electrolytes. Okay, in this example there is a attraction between the hydrophilic colloids and cationic electrolytes, and this form incompatible products. This form incompatible product which does not have a suspending action. The next point is the vehicle. In case of for the preparation of suspension, we can use the distilled water, deionized water, water alcohol, solution of glycerol, and non-aqueous vehicles are used. Next point is the other additives. Citric acid and sodium citrate etc. may be used as a buffer. Cherry, grapes, orange, peppermint etc. may be used as a flavors. FDA approved colorant are used for the preparation of suspension. Butyl paraben and methyl paraben, propyl paraben are used as a preservatives to prevent the growth of microorganisms into the suspension. Thank you.